be the first to know. This is the Commerce Show. The Commerce Show with Comrade Lante Oriake, live on Facebook and YouTube. Like us, follow us, and be the first to know. This is the Commerce Show. The Commerce Show with Comrade Lante Oriake, live on Facebook and YouTube. Like us, follow us, and be the first to know. This is the Commerce Show. The Commerce Show with Comrade Lante Oriake, live on Facebook and YouTube. Like us, follow us, and be the first to know. This is the Commerce Show. The Commerce Show with Comrade Lante Oriake, live on Facebook and YouTube. Like us, follow us, and be the first to know. This is the Commerce Show. The Commerce Show with Comrade Lante Oriake, live on Facebook and YouTube. Like us, follow us, and be the first.
Alhaji, congratulations. Thank you very much, Kule. Thank you very much. Yes, sir. Honestly, I accept your congratulations, even though I'm PDP. Because I remember one time when the fighting in Borno, when our people were being killed left and right. Then what is it, Alhaji? I said, do you remember one time when our people were being killed in Borno State, left and right, Bauchi, Gombe, everywhere in the north? Of course. I remember you were saying that was there any Southerner among us, we were the one killing ourselves. I always remember this statement, Mr. Kule. But look at this today now. Today our brother is in charge, and I'm sure he made it clear to the world. The first thing he said was that he was moving the command of Nigerian army to Maiduguri until when Boko Haram is over. So if not your brother as the president, who will do it for you? But we could have done it to anybody in Nigeria. But you can see that some people refuse to do it for us. So really, really, today I understand why we have to have the presidency, honestly. No, it's like that, Kule. Kule is like that. Because how can anybody convince us that some miscreants cannot be dealt with by Nigerian army? Why can't we believe it was deliberately left? Even if there is no involvement of government hand in it, why can't we believe that it was deliberate? Let them kill themselves. Well, it has come out even very clear, because it was at a point in our campaign, they were saying that by the killings of Boko Haram, there will be no population again. In fact, let me tell you why the North insisted that Jonathan has to go, because we had the plan that if Jonathan continues, the same problem will happen in Kano, the same problem will happen in Sokoto, the same problem will happen in Jos and Ebro until when our population is depleted. No. We have had a wonderful experience, honestly.
In order to avoid the problem, that's why I said the people.
So whether he accepted or not, the North it was clear voting now. What could he have done?
Remember what Babangida did for us?
Babangida, you see, what happened was, even when Babangida did it, you understand? Do you get me? The bulk of the population that voted was from the North. And Rimi said it. Since Babangida was in Abuja, Governor Rimi of Kano State, then, former governor of Kano State, he said, if there's Siwa in Abiola in Lagos, Abiola Babangida will have said it is Yoruba that did it. So Abiola should fly to Kano, they will swear him as president, and they'll stand their ground. Before we know, they rallied around Abiola, they said, don't go to North, if you go, they will kill you. Maybe so happened. Do you understand?
No.
So, but I'm coming now. So Babangida got the...
Abacha has incarcerated him for many years.
I'm coming now. I'm coming. Before we are talking about the cancellation now, the cancellation of the elections. And two, didn't you not see that even from the West, there were people who supported there are big men who joined in the cancellation of the elections. But whatever it is, at that time, it was nobody was killing the Yorubas left and right. Babangida was virtually betraying everybody and today have you not seen him on TV? Have you not seen how he was looking? Is God not wonderful? Did you not see Babangida? Even though I have promised as from today, so long as he's my brother from the north, even if he's eating everybody in Nigeria fresh, you come out with Nigerian man leg eating, I will not say it's bad again. Because I have learned how to support my people from what I have seen with Igbos and some people in Nigeria with Jonathan.
Man, you must thank God for Yoruba. Yoruba supported by otherwise we don't have come.
No, I'm coming, please. I'm coming. Let me tell you one part. I'm coming. Listen to me, Kule. A section of Yoruba supported Buhari. Listen to me, please. Let us make this thing clear. You understand? We are all politicians.
Yes.
The Tinibus, since 1960s, since the Oyibo left the country, Yoruba was told one word. We are first Yorubas. You are first Yoruba before you are a Muslim, you are a Christian or Nigerian.
Yes.
So or not so?
Yeah, you are right.
Abi? Okay.
Yes, you are right.
Now, all along, a Yoruba man, whoever he is, whether Muslim or Christian, preferred anybody in this house to rule him than a Hausa-man from the north. That's the truth about it. So, fortunately, I'm coming, sir. Let me learn. Fortunately, the center is controlled by non-Muslim, non-Northerners. Are you getting me? And Jonathan, fortunately for the North, Jonathan decided to use religion and slash the Yorubas to the extent, for the first time, Yorubas were divided religiously. To the extent Muslims, Yorubas stood their ground and said they were not supporting Jonathan. They even refused to attend the meetings of the Jonathan. The papers are there, their statements are there in the papers. So or not so, sir?
No, I like this.
Read it is there. That's the truth. It's there. Even when he went, there were some few Muslim leaders who met Jonathan. The Supreme Council of Islam of Western Nigeria or Yoruba land came out clearly and said no, they disagreed. Do you get me? We know the population of Yoruba, close to 80%, or let's say close to 60% are Muslim. This man constituted a national conference. This is the Yorubas that were saying it. We read it and we had them saying it.
Yes.
So that succeeded in dividing the Yoruba themselves. Now, two, the humiliation, whatever they did to us, our own was that let them kill us and reduce our population. But at least they still know that we are significant politically and they allowed us to maintain some position. But in the case of Yorubas, they were sliced out of the whole system. So or not so? That was how Tinubu and
the issue of Boko Haram, if we have to talk about Boko Haram, it's not from the south now.
I am coming now. Let me forget about Boko Haram now. We brought about the Yoruba politics. Now, Tinubu and the Yorubas generally carried what happened to them and went to Kaduna and met them in Kaduna and begged them that we have to put our head together. Look, sir, let me tell you the truth and find out. At a point, the Yoruba, being humiliated under Jonathan, were even considering to cut off and put their Oduduwa Republic. But they realized if they do that, the Igbos were completely in charge of finance, civil service, security, and everything. If they dare do that,
now East and the North, they enjoy
exactly. I'm coming now. The Yorubas now.
He didn't benefit at all.
I'm coming. Yes, the Yoruba at a point, the Yoruba intelligence at a point realized that if they cut off, the Igbos will finish them. If they stay as it is and Igbo continue ruling, they will be completely finished. Before Jonathan, significant part of the economy, who are the accountants are Yorubas, who are the judiciary and lawyers are Yorubas, who are the civil service are Yorubas. Today you can't find any one of them. So or not so? So that's why the Yorubas say, even if we want to leave this country, we must get this power out of the hand of the Igbos and reposition ourselves.
The Northerners really benefited from that Jonathan too much, Alaji.
Hey,
we have the calculations of the government.
We agree. What can he do? He must now. He must. He wouldn't do to us that. He must. He knows that they will accommodate them by the power of God. Do you get me?
Yes.
Since Igbos can turn around and humiliate us, look at what they did to us. Those people that they assemble about 400 of them and call them Boko Haram. Do you understand? Do you know that they picked them one by one? They were not moving in convoy. They made some of them to drink their urine. Some also have to come and meet the president and tell him that, look, if one person is killed among these people, I'm telling you, no Igbo man will come out of Kano. That was how they released the Hausa people from Jigawa and Kano, whom they selected and arrested and called them Boko Haram. 2, you are in Nigeria, I'm in Nigeria. Rochas was actually brought up in the north. But it is in his own state. That's why we are telling you, even the Amechi, the Rochas of Color that are MP, we don't trust them. They are on their own. Let me tell you this. They are on their own. Nobody can deceive us again. We are wise now.
Businessmen, they are businessmen.
No, what I'm telling you is that Rochas was he is running to Sultan. He didn't know Sultan has no significance in this government. Even last 2 days he was in Sokoto. He didn't know that even Sultan has no significance in this government. He was in this north. It was Rochas state, Imo state, that they started saying that Hausa people must have ID card to live in that state.
Yes.
Can you hear me? They say Hausa people must have ID card to live in state.
Yes.
Until when we mobilize our people here and say, okay, in that case, all Southerners must live north. Then Jonathan now realized that there was something going on. He said, no, these things have to stop. So are we mad? Do you get me? Count every 5 shops in this north. 4 shops are owned by Igbos. What is Igbo's contribution in the economy? It's not trade. And fraudulent trade for that matter, including you. Igbo have cheated you. Unless if you are not buying spare parts and tires and medicine. So or not so?
It's so allergic.
Do you get me? Yet we accommodated them. Is it going to Dubai to bring fake drugs that we cannot do it? Now the plan is drugs now. No Igbo man will again sell drugs in this north. We are going to bring it from Kano. Drugs are brought by air. They are going to open massive coolers, rooms in Kano and import it all north, and maybe whatever want to buy, come and buy from Kano. No Igbo will sell drugs again. We are tired of all this nonsense. We know how to control our places the way they control their own. What we are saying is that we are all Nigerians, but we are going to learn what they are doing in Southeast and do it in the North too. Simple. Yeah. We don't have ancestors, but if Buhari today, as president of this country, want to buy land in the East, he will go and negotiate everything. Tomorrow the chiefs will come and tell him that ancestors made them yesterday night and said they should not sell the land for them. So we don't have ancestors, or we are betraying ourselves. Our ancestors have told us that we have been careless. That's why we suffered for the past 6 years. We have to wake up now. It's a very serious thing.
Move forward.
No. We cannot, sir. The society is already adulterated. That's why, to be honest to you, let me tell you, to be honest to you, we never wanted Buhari in this law, so we wanted Konkoso.
Yes.
We want,
that's what I'm saying.
If it is Konkoso,
the primary, Konkoso will have defeated Buhari.
Listen to me. Hey, you know the Tinubus and Co prefer Buhari because they can.
He really tried.
Can you hear me? Because Konkoso will have solved this north-south problem for us within 6 months. In Kano, Konkoso gathered all the Igbos and told them that all these drugs that he closed all those fake drugs they are selling in Kano. They know him now. So that's why we wanted Konkoso to be the Igbos made in Abuja and in somebody's land. Habakule. The arrogance is too much. So 10 years ago I warned it. I said the Igbos are building nation within our nation. They will engage us within our nation and reinforce from their nation. That is exactly what we saw during the tenure of Jonathan. Immediately we voted Jonathan. What we did to Jonathan in this north, Igbos in the north, their chiefs, gathered and came to Aso Villa. To the glare of everybody on TV, they say it was nobody that voted Jonathan, but the Igbos were the ones who voted him. Did you not hear that one? Did you not read it? In our own land, Igbo say we didn't vote Jonathan. It was they that voted Jonathan. 2, before elections again, they gathered themselves and came and met Jonathan and met in Abuja and said that they are directing all Igbos in the north must vote Jonathan. We don't mind. Let them vote anybody. But can you do that in the southeast? They stop us from even voting. Let me answer this. Amina wa alaikum salam.
Alaji.
Unzone.
We call in the night. Hello? Thank you.
Can you hear me? In the southeast, all houses in the southeast were prevented from voting. Find out. Yes, find out. But yet in our own land, they will stand and say that it is their problem that forced above Lagos to say that if they try to frustrate the decision of the Yorubas, they will send them to ocean. And I'm telling you, after 4 years, at least not we are liberal. But in the Southwest, after 4 years, Igbos can never be useful, relevant again in the Southeast. Wait and see. In fact, the plan of APC is that they are going to make alliance of Northwest economic development. The West has the ocean. Can you hear me?
Yes.
The North has agricultural produce.
Yes.
So what they are going to do, the government is going to develop all the agricultural and mineral resources in the North. And then they will put primary industries here. And then go and export, finally finish them in Lagos or Southwest and export them and bring back the money and share it between the two regions. Let them bring their oil. This is the plan on ground.
Let's just pray for success of General Barry. For that, his success is our success. For that, we can benefit better.
It's true.
That's our prayer now. That's our prayer here. Everybody is praying for his success for that.
Fellow Nigerians, a very good day to you all. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I started playing this this video you just watched. Please, if you are joining, it's a comrade show. My name is Comrade Lamte Oriahi, and of course, it is the state of Nigeria, and so many things happening right now around Nigeria. Everybody's concerned. People are expressing views all across, and obviously, the entire Nigerian state, particularly those of the South Divide, have come to realize that a monster has been elected, had been elected president of Nigeria, and there's been grand conspiracies, to put some people under as far as Nigeria is concerned, and that is actually what is being playing out. The video you just watched is an old one. This one was done shortly after the inauguration of Buhari. Some of us did see it at the time, but it didn't make any much sense to us. But today, with the events playing out, we begin to understand, okay, some of these things that we've seen in the past, some last year, 2 years, 3 years ago, and all of that, it is now getting even more obvious that all that is happening in Nigeria today, okay, they are grand conspiracies, okay, targeted majorly at the Igbos and the people of the South-South divide. Please, if you are watching this broadcast, you are Nigerian, please share this broadcast. Let's get some numbers together, because I've got some revelations here that I've put together for us to, begin to understand the equation. And the reason why I'm doing this is because, knowledge is power. That we understand what is happening is some empowerment, so that we can be prepared. Because doomsday, as far as Nigeria is concerned, is at hand. Unfortunately, many of us do not yet realize that doomsday is at hand. And of course, from some of the things I'm going to be playing here, we begin to understand even more that the problem of Nigeria is deeper than what some of us see on the surface. As a matter of fact, as we speak, if the information coming out from NAPC to FAC is anything to go by, it means that in another 1, 2, 3 months, states in Nigeria will no longer be able to pay salaries, because NAPC will no longer be remitting to the federation account from where allocation is being given to various states. You will recall that some time ago, the governor of Edo State, Governor Baseki, warned that Nigeria is in trouble. Okay? And he warned of fiscal rascality, warned of the whole idea of the federal government without following the proper modus operandi. They just go and print money, and what that does is to further weaken the naira. And I'm telling you, for the Nigerians in the South Divide, the Igbos, the Yorubas, that are clamoring for secession, okay, believe me, the Northerners are fortifying the North. Now, that is the information we have, okay? Within a short while, probably before 2023, they are going to agree that Nigeria should succeed. You understand? By which time, okay, the South Divide will find it even difficult to survive. But they themselves would have, fortified their own side of it. They want to ensure that they make the oil as worthless as can be, so that eventually, when the secession comes, you understand what I'm saying? It will be the oil will be of no benefit to the southern people. Because right now, when you look at the soil of the south, based because of the oil that has been taken from the land over the course of so many years, okay, the south no longer have farmlands. Their waters, you know, they don't have fish anymore. They don't actually, in fact, there's virtually nothing left in the Niger Delta because of this oil matter that has benefited the northerners, that have benefited some individuals and all of that. And of course, many of us from the South Divide have conspired, you know, to bring us under, you know, this whole mess. But let us quickly, we're going to first of all listen to Dino Melaye in one of his very recent broadcasts. This should send some signals to all of us if you are listening. It is all part of what this broadcast is going to be concerned about. It's actually going to be a short one. I just want to take a panoramic view of some of these things, small here and there, just to bring us to the awareness of the fact that, man, Nigeria is in trouble, and many of us don't yet realize it. And the earlier we do and start preparing, the better for all of us. Because at the end of the day, it is not a question of everybody fortifying his own domain. That is actually what is happening right now. And if we are not prepared, we'll be hit by the storm. And the storm is gathering around every region, every state. Let us take a listen. Because doomsday is here.
Fellow countrymen and women, I'm here once again to address you in the course of our nation's history. I am terribly worried as we face insecurity challenges in this country, a more alarming danger of economic crisis that is looming is ahead of us. I want to announce to Nigerians, because I know we have a government that is not sincere, that is not honest, that will not tell Nigerians the truth. So I owe it as an obligation to tell Nigerians the bitter truth. I stumbled on a letter written by the NNPC, specifically signed by the Chief Financial Officer of NNPC, Umar Ajia Isa. He wrote the Accountant General of the Federation, intimating the Accountant General of the Federation that there will be zero contribution from NNPC to the national purse in the month of May, in the month of June, and in the month of July, meaning zero allocation from NNPC. The implication is that the revenue in these 3 months will only come from the Nigerian Customs and FIRS. And we all know that bulk of the revenue normally comes from NNPC. But now he has written the Accountant General of the Federation to announce to him officially that NNPC will not be able to contribute to FAC in the month of May, in the month of June, in the month of July, because the landing costs of PMS in the month of February, month of March, is 184 naira as against the 124 naira. So because of this, NNPC is not in a position to contribute to the revenue that will be shared among the 3 tiers of government: the federal government, the state, and the local government in the month of May, in the month of June, in the month of July. The implication is that states will not be able to survive, states will not be able to pay salaries, and this is a major catastrophe. And all this is happening because of ineptitude in leadership. It's happening because we have no leadership and the president is absent. And this is the time for Nigerians to know so that we can act. We are in precarious situation. We are in a very perilous times, and leadership is absent. God Almighty is the only one we can run to.
Yes, in everything he said, I agree with him. Okay, but the part I don't agree with him is where he said there's no leadership. Of course there's leadership. The leadership of Nigeria, okay, is deliberately doing what she's doing. The leadership of Nigeria, from the president to all of those who are in that camp, as it were, they are the ones. I mean, everything is on purpose. Okay, there's a grand design to make this happen, and I'm going to explain to you why. Some of these things are the way they are right now. We hear from very credible sources that there are ripples in some quarters of the Federation. Of course, it's not going to go anywhere. We know that. Just recently, the Nigerian army was on ground, okay, to corner some Boko Haram terrorists somewhere in the north and all of that. And while the ground troops were advancing and they were closing in on Boko Haram, the next thing, the Nigerian Air Force from the air released bomb and destroyed all of those guys. Today, the question is, who gave the orders? Under whose order, was that done? And some people are claiming right now, okay, quietly, that certain persons who are sponsors of this Boko Haram, they are the ones who equally gave orders for the Nigerian army to be killed on the ground so that they don't get to confront Boko Haram members. It is that bad. Can we just listen? This is an excerpt of that particular man.
If I go throw a come from Benin, F4 don't share them. Kill all of the soldiers. Now the smoke. Now the smoke in the see so. Now the smoke in the see so. They call the gun truck. Make them call road. Come carry road. They enter bush. F4 don't share them. One of I go throw a come from.
Now, what you are seeing, these guys are part of the troop on the ground, okay? But these guys are just giving revelations right now. Say Air Force that's supposed to be working with the ground troops to destroy Boko Haram, okay? Unfortunately, from very inside sources, it is not the first time it's happening. It's not the first time. The video made and sent by this young man because of internet and all of that is now what is making some of them run helter-skelter, that is like creating some repos somewhere. We got this very vital information that there's confusion right now within the military ranks because some people are genuinely interested in fighting Boko Haram, whilst there are others who are sabotaging the effort of the government. Now, the supposed effort of the government. Now, the question is, do we have a CNC, Commander-in-Chief? Why is this matter not brought to the fore? Why is there no investigation so far? This thing happened over a week ago. Right now, everybody is quiet about it. People are just inside the matter. To the extent that so many people, this is what you may not hear, many people are running and leaving the military service on a daily basis. Many Nigerians are leaving the military service because Nigerians are just being sent to go on. Just recently, the state governments, all across, including Edo State, advertised, okay, that there are positions to be filled up in the military. I doubt if there are any Edo people now or Nigerians who will be interested to enlist in the Nigerian army because of this war against Boko Haram that is full of conspiracies here and there. Conspiracies here and there. Now, Issa Patami, the Minister of Communication and Digital Services in Nigeria, a man who's responsible for the data of all Nigerians, is the one capturing NIN for Nigerians and all of that. This man is an alleged terrorist sympathizer, but not alleged, he's been confirmed to be a terrorist sympathizer, one whose heart is with Boko Haram, who has come out publicly, to defend Boko Haram, who has likened himself to Al-Qaeda chief, later Osama bin Laden, who has sympathized with the cause of Al-Qaeda. He's a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Nigerians are calling for this man to resign or for the federal government to show him the door out. But only for the president to come out through his his voices to defend Issa Patami. Now, the worst part is that it's not just the president to show you where the conspiracy lie. Okay, Sheikh Gumi, one in the time of Jonathan, was very vocal. Okay, today Sheikh Gumi has come out to say Nigerians need more of Issa Patami in the government of Buhari. Where are we heading to? I'm coming. We must try to link some of these things, and we equally open, our own nyash, our own failures to see what is happening because we are not seeing. Let us take a listen to Sheikh Gumi talking.
The man is working with stabilizing a government among a section of youth which we like them to come and join in nation building. And you people who are fighting them, then you say you trust people like Fantami. No, you should get more like him and put them in power. Don't remove him. You will regret. From the north, we work from this.
He's threatening that if we remove Patami from government, Nigerians will regret. As a matter of fact, he's saying that Nigeria needs more of Issa Patami. Nigeria needs more terrorists. Today, Nigerians are very vocal. People are vocal to say that the president of Nigeria is a terrorist. He's a terrorist. People are vocal about it. Nobody's afraid to say that anymore. Because what we see on the ground is a clear revelation that the government of Nigeria is conspiring with hardened terrorists to kill Nigerians, to lay siege on every part of the Nigerian state. We cannot be quiet about this because the plan is, as a matter of fact, laying huge credence to the voice of Dr. Obadiah around September of last year. Let us listen to Obadiah when he reveals some of these revelations, and some of them are proven right now to be true with what is happening currently. Let us take a listen.
Do you think you would have tolerated such nonsense? And let me make some revelations, because some of us also have our own intelligence networks.
Okay.
Have met with some of the bandits. We have met with some of their high commanders. One or two who have repented. They have sat down with us, not once, not twice. They told us that one of the northern governors is the commander of Boko Haram in Nigeria. Boko Haram and the bandits are one and the same thing. They have a sophisticated network. During this lockdown, their planes were moving up and down as though there was no lockdown. Moving ammunitions, moving logistics, moving money, and distributing them in different parts of the country. They are already in the south, in the rainforest of the south. They are everywhere. They told us that when they finish these rural killings, they will move to phase 2. The phase 2 is they will go into the urban cities, going from house to house, killing prominent people. I can tell you, this is the game plan. By 2022, they want to start a civil war in Nigeria. The body language of this administration, the body language of the state government shows clearly that they have a hand in the killings. No doubt about it. Because, you see...
So it's very clear. The body language of the president, the body language of the government is very clear that... Now, it is that bad now, okay? Because they themselves know that the call for secession is increasing, and this may happen, and therefore, before secession happens, they want to ensure they destroy everything. As a matter of fact, a letter came out, from, the intelligence unit of the federal government stating that there's a grand attempt to bomb certain international airports in Nigeria, to bring such international airport down, and all of that. Now, while we are talking, while we are speaking, Boko Haram has taken over, killed some Nigerian soldiers, taken over Nigerian military tanks, taken over Nigerian military weaponry. You understand what I'm saying now? Taking over so many sophisticated equipment. This is in addition to what is being given to them by the conspirators we have in leadership. Many things are beginning to make sense to us. Some months ago, when Bala Mohammed, the governor of Bauchi State, came out and was attacking the governor of Benue State and all of that, and making statements like, yes, Boko Haram, the terrorist herdsmen, what's it called, the Fulani terrorists, that they have no option than to carry arms. It didn't make too much sense to us. Today, they are everywhere. They are locking around our bushes. They're taking over everywhere all across in this country. As a matter of fact, we have it from very strong intelligence that there are so many, Fulanis from neighboring African countries that are already in Nigeria. They are brought into Nigeria to help the Fulanis in Nigeria recover and take over all parts of Nigeria. The Yorubas have been told in their caucus that they don't have land in Nigeria. The Yorubas have been told. The Yoruba, team of Obas and all of that, okay, they had a meeting and went somewhere in the north to say, look, we want to privately start agitation for the Oduduwa Republic. As a matter of fact, I'm giving you what you will not hear publicly right now. Certain meetings, were held at the level of Niger Delta, on this same matter. You understand what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, the Yorubas were trying to bring some of the states in the Niger Delta into the fold to agitate for Oduduwa Republic. And of course, you know that the Benin Kingdom cannot be part of that, conspiracy with the Yoruba people. Because at the end of the day, the Yoruba land, no matter how vast it is, as it were, historically and of course from the ancestral point of view, is still under the Benin Kingdom. And that is the truth of the matter. But that is not an argument we want to go into right now. But certain powers that be, at the level of the northern hegemony that we have today, they told the Yorubas to just cool down. Because at the end of the day, the Yorubas have no land in Nigeria. You will not hear this from the public. I'm telling you right now, because this is coming from the very grapevine. And very soon, the matter will be made open. If you watch the whole agenda of we need to succeed, we need to have a Yoruba Republic, we need to have an Oduduwa Republic, it is now a matter that is being echoed by the Igbohos, not by the core Yoruba people you expect to be making such call. The core Yoruba people, the Obas and all those people who are supposed to be making the call, they have been called to size. And why did they have the power to call them to size? The reason is because he who must come to equity must come with clean hands. And so, the Northerners are willing. I'm not talking about the Northerners because not every Northerner is part of this matter. Particularly those of the core Fulani, regime, as it were. They've had a meeting and they are trying not to, but they're not trying. They have given the Yorubas the proposal to carry the Yoruba along if they want to be carried along. And they have decided the decision to ostracize the Easterners, the Igbos, it don't just start from now. It started from their ancestors. And some of us thought that what the ancestors did and proposed at the time by now should not hold sway. Today, it is even holding more sway. It is even, in fact, the cross of the matter. The entire matter that the entire Nigeria is suffering today from the hands. In fact, so they declared that before independence, okay, it was the British that saved Nigeria. As a matter of fact, the Fulanis ought to have taken over the whole of Nigeria before independence. They made a claim to that effect. That the Fulanis own Nigeria. That nobody can lay claim to any part of Nigeria. So the whole idea of saying, man, this oil belongs to Niger Delta and all of that, it is not at all a matter that belongs to their clan. But since the agitation is increasing, they want to make the oil worthless as much as possible. A lot is ongoing. And Nigerians must wake up. We must wake up to one reality. And that we owe it a duty to defend our individual territories. Because right now, there's huge effort to ostracize the Igbo land. There's no doubt about it, the Easterners. As a matter of fact, the South is equally tied to the East as far as this whole matter is concerned. So which means that it is not just a matter to attend to Israel, it's a matter that is a reality we must all wake up to, as quickly as we possibly can. I want to read this letter. This letter emanated from the Central Bank of Nigeria and it's in the public domain. Warning of their staff and the fiscal community of dangers ahead. And these dangers, the threat of kidnapping, war, bomb, and everything is orchestrated from one singular point. And that is from the conspirators, from those that we believe strongly have connected ties with the federal government of Nigeria, headed by President Muhammadu Buhari. And of course, we will come back and talk about where we did get it wrong and where we are still getting it wrong. Central Bank of Nigeria Security Services Department. This is where this letter material from. Security Advisory. We write to inform all staff to note of the elevated security alert condition around the country and of the need to take special care in their day-to-day activities. Security intelligence reports have informed of plan by undesirable elements to infiltrate various parts of the country, particularly state capitals and the FCT, with the intention to perpetrate crimes of abduction and kidnapping for ransom as recruits for terrorism. They went further to state, it is strongly suspected that these activities are likely to be carried out in the evenings and at night. It is in the light of the foregoing that all staff are advised to take note of the following. Just listen. Advisory from the Central Bank of Nigeria. 1. Exhibit extra caution while at home, en route work, or other locations being observed of activities suggestive of abnormal happenings as to avoid falling victim. 2. Limit all social engagement to those that are absolutely necessary. 3. Retire home immediately after office hours and take special care to ensure that homes are sufficiently secured by way of reinforced doors and locks. 4. Avoid public drinking places and restaurants after hours, whatever. 5. Maintain very low profile and remain as inconspicuous as possible. 6. Branches to close on official scheduled times to enable staff leave for their homes. Avoid all travels air or road except absolutely necessary and contact heads of security of the at location of travel for additional advisory. 8. Keep contact numbers of relevant security agencies within reach for you and your other families. Generally, it is becoming a matter of your attention. This is a country where we are supposed to have leaders responsible for the protection of lives and property. Everybody is now trying to, defend themselves, as it were. Now, within this crisis that we have, within this problem that we have right now, where the security apparatus of the Nigerian state cannot guarantee the security of lives and property in Nigeria. Information reaching us in the last few days tells us that Nigerian government sent 150 policemen for peacekeeping in Somalia. Nigerian government sent 150 police for peacekeeping in Somalia. Meanwhile, we cannot keep the peace in our country, but we are sending peacekeepers elsewhere to go and keep peace. We cannot arrest terrorism in our country. We are sending peacekeepers elsewhere to go and keep peace. We cannot arrest kidnappers. We cannot bring peace to Nigeria. We are sending peacekeepers to other places to go and keep peace. At Dazoe, near Dazowa. That is honorable outside, but dishonorable inside the house. The only reason why these are happening is because there is a grand plan. Unfortunately, a grand plan by those who are supposed to be the leaders, the head of the country. They are the ones who are equally planning to kill the rest of us, take our land, and bring everything under. And therefore, we, as a matter of urgent national necessity, must do what we need to do. As part of what we need to do, the embassy of the US in Nigeria, of course, did advise. And of course, let us listen to some of those advice.
What to do. Can I have a cry of yes for that? Does Nigeria know what to do? Amen. Or Nagode. You guys, you don't need anybody to tell you what to do. It's very simple. Number one, don't look to government and get rid of gasoline subsidies because they cost every Nigerian citizen more than they're worth. Number two, educate and empower every girl and every woman so that Nigeria sees her future with 2 eyes and can grab it with 2 arms and not 1. Number 3, probably power to the people. Put an electricity meter in every home and pay for what you get. And tell the companies that you'll pay if they deliver. But Nigeria knows all that. And they know one other thing. Tonight and every night, every Nigerian is both a citizen and a subject. I thought that was strange because in the United States we're not. And then I remembered all those other monarchies around the world, including Britain, where the same is true. But there's a difference. In Nigeria, there is one government, but there are hundreds of sovereigns. So a great challenge for Nigeria, a great asset of Nigeria, is for all those who lead, from sultans and lamidus and shehus and emirs in the north, to obis and obas and kings here in the south, for all the leaders of Nigeria and all the subjects that they represent, to come together to make this nation one nation bound in freedom with peace and unity. And in this process, you can count on the United States, for we believe in your ideas and we profoundly believe in you. And we also believe that the world will be better if it's made with Nigeria and if, as tonight, John, here in your house, if it's a future made with America. Thank all of you for coming and happy 200.
Well, these are some people that we want to seek help from, but they are telling us that we know what to do. And the things that they listed actually show that we actually know what to do. We know, we have no doubt that we know what to do. And that underscores the point I'm making, that the present government of Buhari is not interested in what we need to do. There is a game plan, an orchestrated game plan to use us to fulfill their own ambition. The ambition is to take over the land, enslave those in the east, enslave those in the south, enslave those in the west, and of course perpetually make the Fulanis the leaders of the Nigerian state. Perpetually. So that the rest of us will be at their mercy if we will occupy any position as far as the Nigerian state is concerned. They will decide what to do and how we need to do what we need to do. That is the grand plan. If you are not saying it, some of us are saying it. And we are saying we must all wake up to this reality, this dangerous reality that we are confronted by. Unfortunately, there are certain segments of our society, the political society from the south part of Nigeria, the religious community. As a matter of fact, recently, it was making the round, the declarations of Father Mbaka, one of those who used God to sell this same Buhari to Nigerians. One of those who was vocal, not once, not twice, not 100 times. As a matter of fact, he has now understood that he's been used and dumped. And I'm going to tell you why and why that is. Because at the end of the day, you know, look, man, I have supported certain administrations in the past that failed, okay? But I supported them like many Nigerians did on the strength of what we observe, not using God. Because my very anger with many of these people called themselves men of God is they don't tell us, they don't prove to us why we need to support the candidate they are bringing out. They use God. They tell us they heard from God. Mbaka told us that Buhari is the Messiah. So many videos. I can't play them. But I want to play one shortly after Buhari has been sworn in. You know? And we'll now look at what the man is now saying just some few years after. It's very annoying. And what is most annoying in it is that the religious community is too large. As a matter of fact, everybody belongs to the religious community, particularly in the south. We are all part of it. We listen to them as leaders, as the voices we need to listen to, because they tell us to hear from God, that God told them, and we don't want to disrespect God. And so we blind our minds to every other reasoning and want to listen to the voice of God because they come out to tell us that God said. Let us listen a bit.
People of God prayed from here and there. God answered our prayers and gave us Muhammad Buhari. And I want to tell you today, God has told us that Buhari is a prayer answered. Whether you hate him or whether you like him, Buhari is a prayer answered. The bishops of Nigeria, the Catholics, prayed against bribery and corruption. And this president came with a Magna Charta that has to do with war against corruption. All the prayers we have been doing against corruption, God answered that prayer through a Muslim who decided not to discriminate. There's nothing like religious racial discrimination in Buhari's administration. He is a man for all. He means good for this country. And we owe him support. Unalloyed support. Consistent support. Perennial support. Unstoppable support. Spiritual and otherwise. Because if he is not a man on the hem of a faith now, had he been the last regime continued, by now, Nigeria will be for sales. And that's why they want to engineer you people to cause crisis, even in this part of Igbo land, that Igbos are marginalized. Igbo people are unmarginalizable.
You know, all the we will remember. We will not. That's why I'm glad, you know, with the internet. We will always remember. The internet will have a way of reminding us. But you know, there's a point I want to drive at today. After just a few years of this man declaring that Buhari must be supported perennially, Buhari must be supported holistically, Buhari must be this, Buhari must be that. Today, this is what Father Mbaka is telling us.
God will ask Nigerians, why are you crying? We are crying because our leaders have failed us woefully. Let me tell you, if it is in a civilized country, by now, President Buhari will resign. Quote me anywhere and let the whole world hear it. By now, with what is happening, President Muhammad Buhari should honorably resign. We are crying because we don't have a shepherd. All those that will fight what I'm saying now will eventually suffer the wrath. If you can't do it, either you resign or you'll be changed. A good coach cannot watch his team defeated when he has players sitting down watching on the bench. Either Buhari resign by himself or he will be impeached. This statement is too...
This is a voice of a man who was only helter skater to ensure that Buhari become president just a few years ago. Now, that he did that is not a crime as far as I'm concerned. It's not a crime. Everybody can, you know, make permutations that could go wrong. We do sometimes. But to use the name of God to tell us that this Buhari is the savior, and because of you, many people supported the Buhari agenda. Because of you, millions came out to say, man, Mbaka has said this one is from God. And we believe in God, most of us. And many people came, saying, because Mbaka said, God revealed to me, I will support the man. And today, you just easily turn around. The same people are clapping, unable to see beyond their nose. But let us hear what's it called? Gabasheu, you know, tweeted about this Mbaka. Let us listen. Let us read what Gabasheu tweeted. He said the president graciously allowed them in, and to everyone's surprise, Father Mbaka asked for contracts as compensation for his support. Garba Shehu tweeted this, that the president graciously allowed them in, but Father Mbaka asked for contracts as compensation for supporting the president of Nigeria. Now, whether this is true or this is lie, I do not know, but this is out there in the public domain. Now, if this is true, it therefore means that the support, the whole idea to say God said Buhari is our savior, Buhari is the Messiah, was because you wanted your personal favor from Buhari. If that is the case, then there is the need for Christianity to be washed inside out. And this is the truth. And there is the need for us to look at the people who are leading us. Because it's not the first time. 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 If you don't hear from God, it's not a crime. Preach the word. Preach richly. Speak about good, peace, love. You must not be a prophet if you are not a prophet. And let us listen to those who truly hear from God. Because I am very sure there are people out there who actually call it priest to say that Buhari is a demon if allowed into office. Anyway, that is for religion. We don't dwell too much into that. But it is sad that some of the things we suffer today, apart from politics, our religious bodies are playing huge roles to make us suffer those things, to make us fall victims of the things that ordinarily, if we do not put God inside the matter, we can sit down and reason with our minds. And probably we get some of these things right. On ground of reasoning. But we go to church, we go to mosque, we go to all these religious places. They preach to us. They tell us to hear from God. And because they hear from God, they've heard from God, we kill our own normal sense of reasoning and follow what they have said. And that is a problem on very many fronts. That's a problem with many of those who listen to Mbaka to follow and vote for Buhari. Now, what are you telling us? That the Buhari you so much sold, the Buhari you embarrassed Jonathan and his wife for, that you said God told you is the Messiah. It's no longer the Messiah. You are not the one who is saying that Nigerians should chase Buhari out. I agree with you. He should be chased out. But we cannot forget. We cannot forget the commodity you sold. And on that note, there is no reason why some of us will take you seriously. As a matter of fact, forever and ever. And that is the truth of the matter. I don't know about you, but for me, that is the gospel truth. Because the issue of God is not a try or luck matter. We need to be serious about the matter and be honest about it. Not for our own selfish interest. You stand on the altar, Father Mbaka. Before every 5 words from your mouth, you are talking about money. It's always about money, 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 money. Everything is something around money. No meaningful values in your own preaching. I followed, I've listened. And it is the more reason why the tweet of Shehu Garba that you are looking after contract because you survive Buhari may be making some sense to me. It may be a blackmail. It may be blackmail. But the room is already created for it. Because if wood not get hole, ant not go enter am. Anyhow. There's another voice that was very loud. One who convinced multi-millions of Nigerians with thoughts and so they say Buhari to us. The reason why I'm taking us through this memory lane is because they are coming again. They are coming. They are on their way. And we cannot forget what happened years ago. But let us take a listen so that we know what I'm talking about.
Every nation have a period of their own challenges. When America was challenged, they turned to one great man, their ex-military general, General Eisenhower. Correct? When French was challenged, they turned to their general, Charles de Gaulle. Correct? When was challenged, they turned to their great general, Winston Churchill. Correct? Today, Nigeria is challenged, economically challenged, physically challenged, security challenged. Who do we turn to? With General Muhammad Buhari. Is the right man?
Well, I'm not going to speak too much of that, but just understand that those are assets, you know, the deceitful assets, and all of these things, they are happening because people are looking for their self-interest, not your interest, not my interest, not the interest of Nigeria. Okay, they all did what they did because there's a game plan. We have become some sort of pawn in the hands of these people. They move us how they will, how they want, how they desire, and we fall for it. You understand? We don't understand that collectively we have our own power to determine how our tomorrow will be. We give them our own power. They use it at will. Now they are coming again. They are chased now. They are not. They don't even talk about these killings. They don't talk about what is happening right now. Their chase is 2023, but I'm not going to dwell on it. But I will keep on taking us through memory lane. And part of those memory lane and all the things that they have cost us, the result is what we can see in these agitations.
Okay, Mr. President, we want justice. Justice must prevail. We want you to allow us to use AK-47 the same way the Fulanis are using. Yes. Yesterday we saw them with our eyes. They were speaking Fulanis, not armed bandits. It was Fulanis, we saw them. They came and attacked this village. They killed more than 20 people. Their aim was to attack the IDP camp. But because of the neighboring villages, they killed and some people with injured others. Some are at the hospital right now. Mr. President, if you know you are in power, if you know you're the president of this country, we voted for you, and you must rise and do something. Else, we'll do our best. We must do our best. My name is Mr. Amos Amu. I'm the youth leader of this community. This is about.
Well, actually, that's Benue State, and Nigerians. I don't intend. We have another broadcast at about 5 or so Nigerian time. Of course, that's talking of the comrade and friends. We're going to be looking at some of these matters again. I'm just trying to, I don't feel just rest, you know, because a lot of things they go on. But meanwhile, just before I will end this broadcast, where I'm going to be ending shortly, please share the broadcast if you are there, and if you are not following the comrade show, please follow. Click the notification button, because we're going to be discussing these issues, you know, as they come, because a lot of things are unfolding. We have very superlative information already, but I'm not going to break those information right now. I'm going to want to verify them a lot further. Some that will tingle your ear. And there is the need for us to prepare in all fronts. Today, Nigerian people, I want to quickly leave the Nigerian matter right now. This is only a Nigerian matter. I don't know how we are looking at this matter from. I have a friend of mine right now, a colleague of mine who's in Nigeria, of a few of them, as a matter of fact. And everybody's amazed. The report I'm getting from back home, from Nigeria, about COVID-19. I don't know. I want to appeal to us, all of us, okay? The reality of COVID-19 in India is such that we must be afraid of Nigeria. The climatic condition of India right now is like that of Nigeria. As a matter of fact, as at yesterday or so, or the first day, India was about 33 degrees. You understand what I'm saying now? Hot weather and all of that. On that same day, 3,500 people died in India. COVID-19 is surviving in India. Strong, very strong. Killing people. As a matter of fact, I want to play this footage where it doesn't have the sound. I've removed the sound. This is India. They don't have a burial place for anymore. They don't have. In fact, they've run out of wood. They now burn people in the streets. They now burn people in street corners. Burn bodies of COVID-19. For you is out there and still believing that COVID-19 is not real and you are in Nigeria, please, we have to wake up. We have to wake up strongly, because given what we are facing right now, if COVID-19, this particular strand in India now, if you can't join us, can't enter Nigeria, can't survive, only God knows, man. Only God knows. So I want to advise Nigerians, we must take necessary precaution. Even the vaccine we have is not enough to go around. So the vaccine should be given to those who are the weakest in the society by the state government. For somebody called me and said, so comrade, you open your eye, take vaccine. Now say, man, you never see anything. Today, by the grace of God, because of the vaccine, only yesterday, only 7 people died in the UK. 7. There was a time we were losing 1,000 plus in the UK on a daily basis. Because of the vaccine, more than half of the adult population in the UK have been vaccinated. Some have, in fact, more than half have actually gotten their complete doses as it were. Because we have seen the impact of the vaccine already. The border is being cased and curtailed. India, no place allowed to land in the UK from India right now. Measures are being taken so that we don't get back to lockdown. UK has opened up. Things are being to look better for everybody. Infection rate has come the lowest we've seen. Yeah, I think yesterday it was only a few hundreds over 1,000 that were infected yesterday with about 7 deaths. It has been declared that COVID-19 is no longer the leading cause of death in the UK because measures were taken. The same religion I will not stop talking about. India escalated this much because they were celebrating their Hindu festival where tens of millions of people came together without mask, no social distancing. They were celebrating their religion. 2 weeks after that, they are all not dying. No control. Because people don't take measures. That's exactly what's happening right now. India was managing very well until they had this. They are doing the festival. The president, they are campaigning as well. The president of India doesn't even care about these people. He's interested in his own political life. They are not putting measures in place to ensure that they follow the measures adequately. Now look at the way Indians are dying right now. The Benin man says, it is where your enemy is judged. You have to judge yourself. What is happening in India right now has the same capacity to happen in Nigeria. We operate near similar system. Poverty-stricken nations. The slum of India is almost as big as Nigeria. We have huge slum in Lagos and all parts of Nigeria where people cannot observe social distancing, where the environment is dirty, where people are so poverty-stricken. And if the ravage, the way what's it called, coronavirus is ravaging India right now, if it enters Nigeria, for those of you who are saying because of the song, coronavirus cannot come, this cannot come, please. India right now is a huge example. Brazil is a huge example. People are dying their thousands. Let's not doubt, because we have many people who are still doubting. Let's not doubt. We must take measures. And I'm not calling for prayers. It is not prayer that will help us. In Nigeria, we have been praying since before my father was born. We are still praying. And we are not doing what we need to do. The nations of the world who are better off today, they don't pray as much as we pray, but they do more than we do. We are not saying anything about prayer, but while we are giving attention to prayer, we must give attention to the things we should do, the necessary things we should do as a people. I just want to leave that there. Please, Nigerians, we will be back at 5 o'clock Nigerian time with the comrade and friends. And we're going to be looking at the issue of security in Nigeria. We're going to be looking at it from the point of view of way forward, particularly for those in the South-South divide. Because at the end of the day, whether we like it or not, they are ready to make sure that this Nigeria that we call our country, as a matter of fact, Nigeria is no longer existing in the real sense of the word. A huge part of this country, Nigeria, has been ceded to Boko Haram. Government controls some part. Boko Haram controls some part. So if you think that you still have Nigeria, you don't have it. We don't have it at all. I'll see you guys at 5. Please share the video. Let's meet again at 5 o'clock. Let's join the comrade and friends. More persons will be here to look at these issues, analyze them, and see and discuss how best we think we can, go about them. But importantly, Obaseki warned that we are in trouble. Today, he's been vindicated. We're in trouble. We're in trouble. We're in real trouble. In a matter of months, states will no longer be able to pay salaries. And if salaries are not coming to civil servants, Nigerian people, I will leave you with this video and I'll see you at 5. My name is Comrade Lamte Oriaki. It's been a Comrade Show. It's Hard Talk exclusively. I'll see you at 5 for Comrade and Friends. Bye for now.
The situation is critical and it's terrible. Last night we had over 3,000 people here from communities that have been displaced by bandits and Boko Haram elements around Munya and Shiro local governments. However, some of them have started going back to their various homes, and there are some other communities that we think are safe, they can go back, but the vast majority of them will have to remain here because their towns have been taken over by bandits and Boko Haram elements. Their wives have been seized from them. Their wives have been forcefully attached to Boko Haram members elements. In fact, I just heard they've already placed their flag in Kauri, so which means they've taken over the territory. And this is what I've been engaging the federal government with. And unfortunately, it has now gotten to this stage that if care is not taken, nobody, not even Abuja is safe. We have been saying this for long. We've been saying this, and all efforts have been in vain. I hope with the outcome of these banditry activities and terrorist activities.
This is the Comrade Show. The Comrade Show with Comrade Lamte Oriaki. Live on Facebook and YouTube. Like us, follow us, and be the first to know. This is